Thank you very much, Mr. President, and colleagues, and my esteemed colleagues, thank you for some amazing testimonials. Of course, I rise in support, and I think it's important to remember maybe an uncomfortable truth for some. This is not about parents' rights. This is about returning teachers to a place where they are focused on providing quality education and a nurturing, safe, and healthy environment for all children, no matter their circumstances. It is really an educational Hippocratic oath: do no harm, either intentionally or unwittingly. When I was a very small boy in elementary school, I had a pretty pronounced speech lisp, something that unfortunately in our culture and society for many generations we stereotyped and were derisive and hostile towards as a stereotype of young gay boys and men. There was a period of time when I was in 3rd and 4th grade where literally every single day, the same group of boys, because these were the days, of course, when kids could walk home 4 or 5 blocks unaccompanied and it wasn't a problem. But I would get jumped and beat up almost every day on the way home from school. I would come home with torn clothing and some bruises, to the point that it alarmed my mother so much, not just the physical and emotional injury, but of course, the fact that she would continually have to keep shopping for a new set of school clothes. We ended up in the principal's office with my mother holding some of my torn shirts in her hand and demanding that the school do something to intervene. Every single day for a period of time, I tried walking different ways, different blocks. I tried slipping away, staying late. But there were some folks that just didn't appreciate how I expressed myself and jumped to conclusions about what that meant, knew that I was different, and decided, for whatever reasons they probably learned at home or gleaned from the implications and dialogue of everyday conversations, all the things on the playground, I won't repeat the names, the words, every day, that it was worth putting a little energy into following Steve Padilla home, no matter which way he chose to walk. A few years ago, I had the opportunity as an elected official to address a convening in Chula Vista at Eastlake High School of the Gay Straight Alliance. This was 400 people in an auditorium of all the Gay Straight Alliance clubs in the district. And what I would have given to have such a thing as a boy. And I can't imagine what it would have been like those days walking home and coming home with torn clothing if on top of the treatment from my fellow students, I had to worry about what my parents might do. For whatever reason, cultural, social, religious, or otherwise. And when I spoke to this group of GSA students, I was honored to speak alongside some Pulse nightclub survivors from Orlando, and I was able to tell my own story and my journey to hundreds of students. And when we were done, I was leaving with my staff, and I will never forget, these 2 juniors, 2 young Latina girls came up to me, arm in arm, and one of the girls was just weeping with tears coming down her face. Didn't say a word. She was in bilingual immersion. Her friend was very fluent, and she just walked up to me, and her friend was literally bawling. She said, "My friend wants to meet you." She didn't say a word. She just cried. And I will never forget thinking to myself, what must this child be dealing with every day that not only affects her as a human being, but certainly interrupts the environment she deserved to learn. This is not about parent rights. This is about protecting the dignity and worth of every student and acknowledging the long understood reality that there are situations in which, intentionally or unwittingly, we can place students in danger. And we ought not to do that. And I respectfully ask and I vote.